Okay.
Okay, here we are in the Australian outback, and I'm making posts for my house, for my stairs, which are littler posts than the big posts that hold up the roof that I made. All out of iron bar. And here it is. This is what you need. You need a four-wheel drive, somewhere good to sharpen your saws, and some tools, and the radio. You need the tunes, and a bobcat. A bobcat's very handy, or lots of really strong guys. Okay, it's all down here. So this is what you do. There's the Haddon mill on the bottom of my old saw, 40-year-old saw, 30-odd-year-old at least. It's a beauty, this old saw. 80cc. And this is a 62, just an ordinary bit of pine that I've screwed down to the top of the log with two bugle screws, 75mm. And this one bit of wood has cut. Now this is the 8th post, so you don't need much. And if you look at how it works, it's so basic. You start the saw up and it pivots, and you just run it along as you rip through it. This is a skip tooth chain, so every second tooth's been removed. That's what they call a ripping chain, and I file them back to 10 degrees. And the important thing is to keep the chain really sharp. This one chain, second hand, like I've used it before on the other posts, and now it's done another 8 posts. So one chain can do a lot of cutting. And these Haddon mills I got on the internet from America. And so here we go. Remember, have all your safety gear on, your Crocs. I need my earmuffs because that's got the tunes in it. Yeah. So that's that. That's the first one, and it's quite a good little bit of wood you cut off of it. Have to be useful for something. Anyway, I'll show you the next step is turning it over, and the few things you really need one of these. I like to air cool the engine of the saw, and then you don't probably really need one of them, but I got one, so I use it. Yeah, and that's just a 75mm bugle screw that I pre-drill in. and so far to do the 8 logs I've used about 12 of them because the holes flog out and you can't just keep reusing the same ones. But yeah, much better than just your ordinary everyday screw, sort of a bit more heavy duty. So then I just flick that over there, then I roll this over so the flat's up, and then I stick the bit of wood on the flat. I'll move this to the edge. It's pretty heavy. I'll stick something under it. Like that. Move this one to the edge. Wedge under that side of it, and just get it sort of flat. And then all I do is I put my bit of 6x2 back on. And just eye it up. And the reason I'm doing this video is because I bought this Haddon mill and it came with no instructions. It was just came in a box, and so I've sort of had to iron out a few of the bugs. So you want to try and get as much of the log on. I find a happy medium. I'm going to probably miss one end of it, but this post has sort of got a bit of a mad kick in it, so I'm happy enough with that. Yeah, I'm going to miss this first little bit, then we'll drive it in there. Then on the other side, so I might move it over just a little bit at that end, but I'll pin it at one end. And I find pre-drilling, because this is an iron bark that's actually been laying in the paddock for about a year or two. So it's reasonably dry, where if you cut them down and mill them on the same day, they're noticeably easier on the saw. And that just pins the thing to the bit of timber to the log. And I might move that over to there. Yep. And voila. For what I'm doing, this is a lot easier, a lot less mucking around than using an Alaskan mill that we did our other posts with. I find this to be much simpler and I can do it by myself. Okay.
So this is the completed product of the sawn timber with the Haddon mill that Bruce has done in the last few days. Here are 6 posts ready for the construction of our stairs. These haven't been painted or treated with anything at this point, but we'll probably do them with a mix of linseed oil, beeswax and white spirit, and that tends to bring them up quite nicely. As you see, you've got a lot of nice colour in them. And hopefully they'll look good when they're done. And here are our original posts that we milled, not with the Haddon tool but with the Alaskan rail. They've been coated a couple of times That's my dog, sorry. There's Molly. No, that's Lucy. She likes playing with anything she can find. Our laminated beams. Our square bolts. Don't know whether you can see them.